want to say that the situation is similar to what is happening in the northeast, because the population of IDPs in Benue at the moment, with the current statistics we have, is over 1.5 million. IDPs hosted in about 8 IDPs camps and several host communities across Benue State. The challenge is huge because the state government needs a lot of resources to provide food and non-food items. The government needs to provide a shelter for IDPs. The government needs to provide sources of livelihoods because they have stayed in the camp for so long. So all of these have posed a very big problem. A few international humanitarian partners are working with us, such as the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, International Committee for the Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, IOM, but they have not done enough. The challenge, the humanitarian challenge in Benue State is so huge because Fulani headsmen have attacked the farming communities, farming populations, and have destroyed all the sources of their livelihoods. They have destroyed their schools, roads, markets, you know. So it's a challenge that is beyond humanitarian crisis. It's a challenge of development and humanitarian crisis.
Okay, Doctor, we understand that Governor Samuel Ortom has repeatedly mentioned that about 1.5 million people are in IDP camps. How true is this figure exactly? Or would you mind giving us the exact figures as to how many people are in the IDP camps?
Let me clarify that the Governor of Benue State, Dr. Samuel Uriah Ortom, by law, is the chairman of my agency, Benue State Emergency Management Agency. So we work and we brief him every time. He is in charge of the agency, and he runs the agency through me, and I work with other partners. So the statistics of IDPs that the governor himself has mentioned is what is true. The statistics that he has mentioned includes the IDPs in the camps and in the host communities. About 15 communities have been displaced in Benue. Okay. And if anyone doubts those figures, they are free to come here, and Benue STEMA, together with other partners who are working here, will take them around to verify themselves. Okay. So there is no doubt about the over 1.5 million IDPs that the governor is talking about.
All right. We understand that there are people who have been displaced since 2018 and are yet to return home. Now, how much support have you received from the federal government in terms of relief, materials, and all sorts, and to lessen the plight of the internally displaced people? And on the part of the state government, how much support are you getting?
In my opening remark, I stated that federal government has not paid enough attention to the IDPs' situation in Benue State, even though the situation of IDPs in Benue is similar to that of the Northeast. Even when the Vice President visited the Benue State sometime in 2019 and promised that federal government had earmarked 10 billion naira to be shared to states that were affected by Fulani headsmen, which Benue State is part of. That money has not that promise has not been redeemed by federal government. Benue State government has not seen one kobo of that money. So Benue State government the IDPs in Benue have not enjoyed enough attention from federal government, although occasionally we receive essentially food items from National Emergency Management Agency and National Commission for Refugees, but they don't do that frequently. You know, so Benue State government has been left alone to cater for the well-being of the IDPs. And a few spirited individuals, as well as some international NGOs, as I mentioned before, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, National Committee for the Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, are the ones on the ground at the moment providing support in the area of WASH and also in the area of shelter, Action Aid that recently also came and gave us assistance. So the assistance, the support that we have gotten is only from these partners that I've mentioned. We have complained times without number to federal government through NEMA, through other partners, and through platforms such as this. We have cried out many times to federal government to turn attention to Benue, to the IDP's situation, but nothing has been done up to this moment.
I think this is a good place to anchor our conversations this night. Thank you most kindly for speaking with us, Dr. Emmanuel Sheho, Executive Secretary, SEMA, Benue State.
It's my pleasure.
All right, moving on to other matters in Kaduna State. As part of effort to promote peace in southern Kaduna, Fulani Group and local communities in southern Kaduna have built houses for each other as part of reconciliation process through the Southern Kaduna Women Peace Network. The United States Agency for International Development, who facilitated the peace process and the building of the houses, said they will not relent on their effort until communities learn to live in peace with each other. In an address, the USAID Program Officer Chiko Dinaka Omokide said aside from the houses renovated and built, about 100 children, mostly from the Fulani groups in the community, have been enrolled to school. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State, Abdullahi Mudashiru, urged the communities to never take laws into their hands.
We're able to get down to the root of some of the things that caused the crisis, and then what did NERI do? So we try to support the community resolution and reconciliation process through a holistic package. So what did we do in this place? So we came down and we thought to do something to rebuild the houses of the headers which were destroyed, and also renovate the houses of the locals in Anwa Bido. And what else did we do? We provided water, and also in the bid of promoting social cohesion.
And anytime you have any issue, please don't hesitate to call the security agent. We are here for you. You have DPO, you have area commander, and apart from these DPOs, we have another tactical teams we send here, all for your own security.
Some of the community members expressed their gratitude to USAID for building boreholes and providing them with solar electrification, amongst others.
When we are here, we are just very happy with anybody who is here. We are no problem. There's not any problem. We are still together in Fulani. We are in Gwandara by tribe. And then we are sit normally in our people.
We are very happy about what happened in my village. To see everybody happily for what was happening before. We thank God for the peace that we are having now.
And now to security-related matters. At least 9 bandits have been killed during a gunfight between rival groups in Kaduna State. This is according to credible humanitarian intelligence network reports corroborated by security agencies, the state government said on Friday. According to the reports, the clash occurred on Wednesday in Giwa local government area of the state. A notorious bandit, popularly known as Gondomota, was said to have evacuated a village with some members of the faith.
When you quantify the amount of ransom that we paid in Okeogun, Ibarapa, Ekiti, Akoko, and Yewa, it's even more than 3 billion. And when you quantify those people that was killed and maimed in all this jurisdiction, all this area, there are more than 400 people. As the area of the Kakanfo of Yoruba land, I'm privy to certain information that certain security organizations did not have. When things happen in any community, they will call my line. Are, what can you do?
Gani Adams, who regretted that the region has been ravaged by killer herdsmen, stated that if the Yoruba leaders fail to act, the region may record the same experience in the north. He appealed to the federal government to consider regionalism as an option to rescuing the country from its current situation.
Yes, psychologically, we are telling the whole world that we are ready to complement the effort of security agency of the government. And we are preparing to defend our region. What is happening in various regions is a signal and pointer to us that we should make sure our region is safe. Do you know how many of our members that is secure various community?
Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State has been singled out as a role model for the Nigerian government in the area of women inclusion. Women across key professions from the southwest region said the Kogi State governor deserved the honor for helping to demonstrate through his appointments that when women hold strategic positions in government, the society is better for it. The women under the aegis of Southwest Women Arise for Nigeria declared this position in a communique at the end of the second One Nigeria conference of SWWFON held in Akure, Ondo State on Friday. The women disclosed that the problem of Nigeria is about political parties, but the person who can do the job and take the nation out of the present situation, the Areva called for peace in Nigeria.
We have somebody, we have people who today, maybe one or two governors, that have brought women together. Their administration is women inclusive. In fact, we have one of them that in the local government, all the vice chairmen of the local government are women. All, not one, not two, not three.
But what I know is that it has been good to women. And I must sing it. And hello, Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State. He's the only governor that has a female ADC. He believes that a woman can secure his life.
Women of substance from all walks of life, including ace Nollywood women, bankers, senior journalists, entrepreneurs, medical practitioners, and lecturers were present at the conference. Now, ahead of the scheduled congresses of the ruling All Progressive Parties, a former member of the House of Representatives, Patrick Obahiagbo, has applauded the successes recorded under the leadership of Mai Mala Buni as the chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee. Obahiagbo, while addressing journalists in Abuja, said the committee had discharged its responsibilities to the best of its ability, including the party's membership base, which has risen with several elected officials defecting from other parties to the ruling party. He urged aggrieved members of the party to sheath their sword and identify with the party's plan to grow higher and participate in the nationwide revalidation exercise. The former representative of the Oredo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives thanked the Caretakers Committee for the successes recorded so far in the party, including reconciliation of all lingering disputes among members.
On the resolution of conflicts that has been the bane of our party for a period of iron, the CECPC commences assignment of bringing all aggrieved party members back into the fold and ensure willing termination of ongoing litigations against the party and among members on issues that relate to the party. The CECPC embarked on a genuine reconciliation drive that accord all aggrieved members fair hearing and objective responses, placing their interests above individual interests.
We're due for yet another break, but when we return, President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates all Ishakiris home and abroad as new Olu of Warri is coronated. We'll bring you details of that story and more in just a moment. Please stay with us. You're welcome back to the news on Galaxy Television. Now, on a happy note, President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates all Ishakiris home and abroad as Prince Shola Emiko gets installed as the 21st Olu of Warri on Saturday. In the statement, the Special Advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, said the President salutes the kingdom for overcoming the issues that arose after the initial appointment of the Olu designate, urging that any outstanding matters should be amicably resolved in the interest of peace and tranquility. Adesina said, as a Western-trained political scientist and management expert, President Buhari counsels the new Olu to use his gift and intellect to serve his people, noting the peaceful disposition of the Ishakiris to peace in the Niger Delta region and the country in general. He said the president prays that the new epoch will consolidate on the peace, progress, and prosperity of all members of the Warri Kingdom. You are still on to Galaxy Television News. Now let's join our international desk for more. Stay with us.
Welcome to news from the international scene. Charlene Kakora spent a frantic week in Washington, D.C. trying to convey a message to President Joe Biden to rescue our brother from Taliban captivity. Mrs. Kakora's brother, Mark Frerish, was kidnapped by the group over a year ago. He is one of 2 remaining Americans thought to have been kidnapped by the Taliban during the U.S. war in Afghanistan, who is still unaccounted for. Amid the Afghan government's collapse, the fall of Kabul, and chaotic scenes of thousands scrambling to flee the country being broadcast around the globe, his family said they were increasingly desperate for his return and frustrated by the lack of progress from the government. The family had waited patiently through both the Trump and Biden administration, she said. At least 7 U.S. citizens have been taken captive or gone missing during the war in Afghanistan. Of the total, 1 was reportedly killed, 1 escaped, and 3 were rescued or released. An 8th captive, Bowe Begdal, was a U.S. soldier captured after deserting his post in 2019. The U.S. Navy veteran was lured to a meeting to discuss a potential project and taken against his will to Coast Province, a former national security official told journalists. In Coast, the official said he was handed over to the Haqqani Network, one of the region's most powerful and feared militant group. The network's leader, Sirajuddin Haqqani, is one of Taliban's top deputy leaders. Advocates working to secure Mr. Farish's release says that the only thing that the Taliban have mentioned when U.S. officials are pressed for his return is the release of Bashir Nozai, a Taliban-affiliated drug lord who has been imprisoned in the U.S. for the last 16 years. At least 5 members of a single family, including a child, were killed by heavy artillery in Debre Tabo town in Ethiopia, Amhara state, a local official told journalists. A father and a neighbor's child who was there during the attack were injured, Kalemewok Meati said of the attack. Officials claim TPLF rebels from neighboring Tigray state carried out the attack. The group has not commented on the allegation. TPLF rebels, who have been fighting the government since November last year, have expanded the conflict beyond Tigray, displacing hundreds of thousands of citizens in Afar and Amhara regions. Kalemewok set 4 separate sites, including homes and a hospital in the town, were hit during Thursday's attack. Earlier this month, TPLF rebels were accused of killing close to 240 people, including 107 children who had sheltered in health centers and schools in Afar. Rebel spokesman Getachew Reda denied the accusation and called for an independent investigation into the incident. The rebels have made significant gains since June. There is, however, concern that the war, which has already killed thousands and displaced hundreds of thousands, will intensify as the government prepares to reverse its losses. Still on the international scene, moving on to Europe, the United Kingdom is imposing asset freezes and travel ban on 7 Russian nationals linked to the poisoning of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Mr. Navalny, a staunch critic of President Vladimir Putin, almost died from a nerve agent attack last year. He accused Mr. Putin of ordering the attack, something the Kremlin denies. The United Kingdom Foreign Office said the sanction taken with the United States targeted those directly responsible for planning or carrying out the attack. All 7 of the individuals targeted are members of the Russian Federation Security Service, it added. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said they are sending a clear message that any use of chemical weapon by the Russian state violates international law and a transparent criminal investigation must be held. They paralyze muscles and can lead to death by asphyxiation. Mr. Navalny, 45, was exposed to one such nerve agent on a flight from Tomsk, Siberia to Moscow on 20th August 2020. By the time the plane landed, he could not speak and was taken directly to the hospital. He was later transferred to a hospital in Berlin, Germany, where he spent a further 32 days recovering, including 24 days in intensive care. In January, he returned to Russia and was arrested on arrival. Anti-corruption campaigner Alexei Navalny has long been the most prominent face of Russian opposition to President Vladimir Putin. Mr. Navalny was immediately arrested as he flew back into Moscow on 17th January after months spent recovering in Berlin from a near-fatal nerve agent attack. His supporters staged mass protests across Russia and police responded with force. detaining thousands for attending the unauthorized rallies. And lastly, on the international scene, a woman has been found clinging to an upturned inflatable dinghy about 138 miles off the Canary Island. The only survivor of a migrant tragedy, feared to have claimed 52 lives. She was spotted in a poor state by a passing merchant ship, and emergency service flew out to safety. 2 bodies were found by the Coast Guard, and the woman told officials that more than 50 other people were on board. More than 8,000 migrants have reached Spain's Canary Island this year. Many of them settled from a stretch of coastline between Tafaya in Morocco and Leune in Western Sahara, a disputed territory claimed by Morocco. However, human rights group Walking Border has described it as the world's most dangerous migration route. The woman rescued was taken to hospital suffering from severe dehydration. United Nations migration officials estimate more than 350 people have died this year trying to reach Spain's Canary Islands, but Walking Borders believe it could be higher than 2,000. Only this week, 47 people were feared to have died off the coast of Mauritania when a boat lost power and drifted for almost 2 weeks until it was spotted by Coast Guards. 7 people were found alive on board, and the International Office of Migration said they had probably left La Une on 3rd August. Earlier this year, a 17-year-old from Ivory Coast and 2 others were rescued by the Spanish Air Force after drifting for 22 days at sea. And that's it from the international scene.
You're still on to Galaxy Television News. Now, up next is entertainment news. Welcome to entertainment news. There appears to be trouble in the paradise of celebrity couple Paul Okoye of P Square and his wife Anita. Reports recently made the rounds on social media that the couple was parting ways after what appeared to be their divorce papers leaked online. After 17 years together and 7 years of marriage, entrepreneur and children's retailer Anita Okoye has filed for petition to divorce her husband Paul Okoye of former music duo group P Square. The leaked document also stated that the couple was parting ways due to irreconcilable differences. The former couple shares 3 children together. The couples, however, have not acknowledged the reports making the rounds. A look through Anita's page also indicates that she has been out of the country for a while with their 3 children. And on a happy note, actress Queen Nwokoye has shared beautiful pictures of her daughter Oluchi, who turns 3 today, August 20th. The excited mom shared the photos on her Instagram page as she wished her daughter a happy birthday. And now, music executive Precious P. Money has given a 500,000 cash gift to former BB Naija housemate KV. The record label owner disclosed the heartwarming gesture on his Instagram story channel. It was reported earlier that KV was advised to withdraw from the reality TV show on health grounds. Prior to his withdrawal, the 26-year-old became a subject of discussion among his peers who expressed skepticism about his wellness. White Money cited a situation where KV switched off the washing machine while someone else was using it. JMK corroborated White's Money claimed during the conversation between them, as she cited a scenario where KV suddenly jumped up from a bed to shout. Breaking the news of KV's withdrawal from the show, former head of house Perry explained that he had been feeling unwell for hours. Hence, he was advised to withdraw. A few days after his withdrawal, KV broke a silence as he blamed his health deterioration on anxiety. In a statement addressed to his fans and BB Naija viewers, the photographer said he had no idea of how isolation could have negative effect on one's mental health until it happened to him. While revealing that he's now with his family and friends, KV told his fans that he looked forward to connecting with them again soon. Popular Nigerian actress Tonto Dike's new boyfriend, Prince Bokbogri, recently had people talking after an audio credited to him leaked on social media. In the viral video, the voice allegedly belonging to the Delta State politician was heard complaining about Tonto's incessant smoking and drinking. According to the male speaker on the phone, he had warned her to stop the habit, but she was unwilling and he was scared she could attack him in future. After the audio made rounds online, one of Tonto Dike's former best friends, Blessed Awesome, aka Lady Galifa, took to her Instagram page to react to the news. The businesswoman in a post said ladies needed to learn to keep their relationship private till they were sure of their man. She also wondered if a certain person was alright for warning other ladies to stop taking photos in a man's house even when they weren't married yet. Gofo then concluded in a post by saying Tonto's man needs to be flogged. And that does it for us. But for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at official Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly. You can always accommodate your live updates and comments. And that's the much we can take on the news. To all our esteemed viewers all around the globe, so many thanks for staying with us. My name is Tife Tanimo. Let's do this again some other time. See you.
Looking fresh for your dates? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
OneXBet. Enjoy true feelings, a flood of emotions, a rush of adrenaline, the taste of victory. Are you ready? Discover all this and more at OneXBet. OneXBet. Bets for every taste. Use promo code and get 200% bonus right now.
This weekend on Filmhouse Plus.
What are you doing here? I'm here to offer you both a job. 50 million each. I can't get it up, Lola.
My patient is running thin. Who should be traumatized here? You or me?